Hey, how you doing? This question comes from Robert. He was curious how to do the technique that is on the National Geographic rope dart clip. So, if you've been on YouTube, there's a clip of a Shaolin monk doing a lot of cool things, and I got a letter asking to, break down one of those techniques. And again, you can see this technique, you go on YouTube. It's the National Geographic clip. I believe it's actually pretty much the opening clip or one of the first things the guy does. A few different ways to do this. With regard to the setup, we'll go over that, but no big thing there. The beauty of this technique is if you've been on ropedarts.com and you're learning those basic techniques, it's pretty every one of the techniques, the single basic techniques actually makes this full technique up, except for the actual shot. So that's the first thing we're going to go over, because that's the only thing that's really not on the ropedarts.com website. Shot is pretty simple, starting at the end, and we'll work our way back. When you get done with this technique, you did the elbow wrap, the neck spin, everything like that, you'll end up with a downward swing. And you'll see this in a little bit when we do the whole technique. From here, you're going to wrap the elbow, almost like you're going to do an elbow shot behind you, but you're going to end up catching the dart on its way down like this. Just like that. Just a regular hand grip, nothing big. One key to this is as you catch it, go down, almost like soft hands in baseball. If you're going to catch, you want to bring it in, or football, you want to have that soft hand. Same with the rope dart. You want to follow the rope down as you're catching it. Watch again. And I bring it down. And of course the release, you just throw it right out. No big deal. That's probably the only thing, again, if you're going over those basic techniques on ropedarts.com, that's the only thing that isn't on there. So my advice would be to get that first and then go into the regular technique. Now, one difference I want to point out with the way the Shaolin monk does this and the way I do it is just the setup. He brings the dart, he starts it off of a retrieval. It's coming back to him. So when he starts it, it looks like this. Frank. Yeah, okay, hold on. Neighbor. Okay, sorry about that. So whatever I was saying, the difference is that is basically the setup. So when the Shaolin monk does it, he sets it up off of the retrieval. Dart goes back, and he sets it up like that. Now this setup right here, it's the same as your basic body wrap, shoulder wrap. Same exact thing. So in my form, I do it this way. The Shaolin monk does it the other way. Real no difference. It just comes down to he's doing it off of a retrieval, and I guess we're both doing it technically off of a retrieval. Anyway, I'm gonna get ahead of myself. So that would be the one difference. For the purposes today, I'm going to demonstrate it the way I do it. That's the difference. You can play with it. But again, if the easiest way to do it is if you check out the videos on ropedarts.com, all these techniques are there. This is what I mean. I'm going to start with my downward swing, just like I'm doing a shoulder wrap, your basic body wrap here. Boom. Once here, you notice I have my left elbow, it's relatively free. I'm just holding it, holding the knot. From this position, I would have a downward swing. What I want to do now is wrap the elbow here and then catch the rope again. I'll do that again. Shoulder wrap, boom, and I catch under. So I went from this, my basic shoulder wrap, body wrap, to now I have my downward swing. I'm going to wrap pretty much under the armpit. It's not an elbow or anything. Here, and then catch that same rope again. And again, the only difference between what he's doing and what I'm doing is he's pulling it from behind him as off of a retrieval of a different technique, and I'm starting it with a basic body wrap. Same thing. Up and over. I have my downward swing. You want to make sure that you don't have a lot of extra loose rope around your body. So if you end up doing the first initial wrap, let me just stop it for a second, and you find yourself here with a little rope over here, just pull it tighter, because you're going to need pretty much all the rope that you have to complete this combination of techniques. From here, I'm going to throw it under my left arm and catch it, and I still have a downward swing. Now I do believe he throws in a neck spin or a neck twirl. It's right off the basic techniques. From here, I'm going to go right for my neck spin. Now, what just happened? I'm going to change direction and break it down a little bit more. From this position here, boom, a lot going on at the same time. Not only am I going to do my neck spin, but when I step forward, the dart, the rope that's around my neck is going to come off just like we're doing a regular neck spin. But more's happening. Not only is it going to come off, it's actually going to come, I'll show you what happens without the neck spin, but this is exactly what's going to happen. It's going to come and go back under. So remember, we wrapped this, we wrapped this here. Now, instead of just throwing it back over, we use a neck spin to get it over. Now, do you have to use a neck spin to get it back over? No. When I do it in my forms, I don't have the neck spin. No big deal. But from here, I wrap that left arm again, and when I go for my neck spin, again, after I do it, it's going to come all the way out and over, back to my right side if this was my left side. Here, neck spin. See that? Boom. So now I have it back to my side. Now I could actually shoot it from here. I could end with that, or I could just shoot a regular. Watch. From here, whatever. Out. I was about to actually catch it. I'm just so used to doing it. But there's a few different ways to release it. Forward, backwards, making the catch. I'm willing to bet you can do an elbow shot off it. I'm not sure. Let's check that out right now. This would be new for me too. So we're here. Boom. And there's an elbow shot. So once you, again, all these techniques, once you get them, they all kind of tend to fall into each other. No big deal. You know, I'm just putting that together right now as we're talking. No biggie. So again, going over the finer points of this technique. Again, I start with my basic shoulder wrap, my basic body wrap over the shoulder wrap. He starts it different, however you want to do it, no big deal. Here. Once I'm here, I'll just turn to face you. Once I'm here, I wrap my elbow right under, and then I grab it again. No big deal, right from here. From this position, I would then do my neck wrap. Here, and I turn. Stop the action. From here, same way, I have my downward swing. I'm going to, after I wrap it, I'll step back a little bit. After I wrap it, I just step forward with my right leg to unwrap the neck. Here. I'm holding it, but when I go to do that neck, the neck spin, when it releases, it's actually going to undo the left, arm wrap that we did, for lack of a better term. So I'm here, boom. As I go to do my neck spin, it unwraps the dart completely. It unwraps this. Now, notice that I'm lifting my elbow, just to allow it to go. Do it facing a different way. From here, as I step forward, I'm going to lift this to allow the dart, or the rope rather, or the dart, everything, the rope dart, to travel back to my right side. Here. Boom. And now it's on my right side, and lo and behold, I have a downward swing. That's how it usually happens. Putting everything together, here, 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 up and over. Notice how it's coming along and resting on, in between my shoulder and my neck. It's basically on my shoulder here. It would have a downward swing, and I catch coming down, and from here, I just release the dart. I did it slow, so it got a little bit tangled. If you throw it out faster, you're not going to have that same challenge. Other side. Body wrap. Wrap the arm. I'm keeping it swinging, but you go right into that neck wrap. Lift my arm. Get it back over. It's in between my shoulder, my deltoid, and my neck on my right side. Here. I get my catch. First thing we went over, just getting that catch, and I release the dart. And as we saw, there's a few different ways to release the dart. You can even do an elbow shot, which is something that I just did. I never even thought to do it like that, but there it is. Once you get these, go to ropedarts.com. Anybody, I'm telling you, get those basic techniques and these advanced things like cake. So if you have any questions, if I went too fast with this, if it's too much, please write back. Let me know how I could be of better assistance to you. And let me know how you're progressing. Again, this was for Robert. He wrote in. This is the Shaolin Monk National Geographic rope dart technique thing. Hope you enjoy, and I wish you the best of luck in your training. ropedarts.com.